Welcome to today's video. I'm Rick Chapo with DMCA So in this week's video, we're taking a look at user-generated content versus first-party content, and what that means under the DMCA and what impact it has. So these are phrases you might be generally familiar with or have never heard of. So let's just define each of them first so we know what we're talking about here. First-party content is content that you as the owner of a website or somebody who is employed by the business that owns that website uploads to it. It can also be an app, so a website or an app. User-generated content, as you can probably guess, is content that is uploaded by a user who has no affiliation with the website or the app. So, for example, we have a DMCA agent service page on Facebook. We don't have any affiliation with Facebook, and so any content we upload under that page is user-generated content. Why do we care about this? Why have the distinction? And the answer is the DMCA provides protection from copyright infringement lawsuits to websites and apps only for claims arising from user-generated content. So let's say I read an article somewhere that I think is amazing, and I copy it and I go post it to my personal Facebook page. Okay, well, that's copyright infringement. I don't really have a fair use basis for claiming that it's not. And so I can be held liable for doing that because I'm the one that copied it and posted it. But can Facebook be held liable? And the answer is no, because the content that I'm posting is user-generated content. I don't own Facebook. I don't have an ownership position in Facebook. I don't work for Facebook. And so it's independent user-generated content, and that's exactly what the DMCA protects. Now, let's say Mark Zuckerberg reads the same article, thinks it's amazing. He copies it and posts it to his page on Facebook. Is Facebook going to be able to claim DMCA protection there? And the answer is no, because in that situation, it's considered first-party content. Zuckerberg, obviously, is the CEO of Facebook, one of the big owners of Facebook, and so he's not going to have the protection of the DMCA, nor is the company. So why have this distinction? Why? It seems rather arbitrary, maybe at first glance, but the answer is not really. You have to remember the DMCA was enacted in 1998. So we're talking about a period when we didn't have Facebook. I don't think Twitter existed then. I don't think YouTube was around. Instagram certainly wasn't. Google was around, but I think at that time it was called Backrub. So we're talking about the infancy of the internet as a commercial medium. And so what happened, and you're going to be shocked by this, is the federal government actually, all the political parties got together and they passed a bunch of laws that were designed to provide what are called safe harbor protections. If you think of a bay and a storm's coming in, some of the big harbors will have rock walls built out there to try to break up the waves and protect boats and everything, so the boats can get through, that whole storm without being, destroyed. Well, that's what these safe harbor laws were designed to do as well. They tried to create an environment online that protected small startups because nobody knew what was going to happen. But anybody looking at the internet knew there were going to be some obvious problems. And the two most obvious were defamation, where one person said something bad about another person because you have anonymity online. And the other was copyright infringement, because all you have to do is right click and save and you can republish things. And so in the case of copyright infringement, the DMCA was passed to provide this safe harbor protection for user-generated content. And the idea here was that a small website, let's say Facebook when it first launched, it's not going to have a ton of money. It's not going to be this big behemoth. And if it starts getting hit with hundreds or thousands of copyright infringement lawsuits right off the bat, it's never going to survive. And not just Facebook, any user-generated content would have the same content site would have the same problem. So Twitter, YouTube, any of them that you like to use, which ones you view favorably, they probably wouldn't exist. As a comparison, you look in Europe. Europe did not have the same. They had some protections, but it wasn't nearly as powerful as the DMCA. And you see no user-generated content platforms of any appreciable size in Europe. There is no Facebook equivalent, really. There's no Google equivalent. There's no Twitter equivalent. There's no Instagram equivalent. They don't exist. So you can see kind of a comparison how it would have gone one way or the other. So why not protect first-party content? And the basic idea here was, well, we'll help companies with user-generated content because, who the heck knows what users are going to upload. But if you upload it yourself to your own site, well, that's your own damn fault. We're not going to help you with that situation, because you have the ability to control what's being uploaded. You know where it came from. And so if you're going out and, grabbing content from different places and using it without the consent of the copyright owner, well, that's on you. And so that's kind of the distinction there. So just remember, let's do one final example just to make it absolutely clear. Let's say we have a forum on, let's say bird watching. You'd be surprised how popular bird watching is, by the way. But let's just say we have a forum on bird watching. Okay. I sign up as a member and I say, hey, last week I went out for 2 days and I went bird watching. And here are 5 photos of birds that I saw. And I post them to the forum. Okay. And somebody says, hey, one of those photos is my photo. You're infringing on my copyright. In that situation, is the forum protected under the DMCA? And the answer is yes, because that content is user-generated content. I don't own the forum. I don't work for the forum. I'm just a user, a member. I posted some content, and now there's a dispute. So in that situation, forum has the DMCA protection. Forum is very happy. Now, let's say I post my 5 photos, and the owner of the forum says, yeah, I went on a vacation recently and also did, some great bird watching, and I found, 6 new breeds or something of that sort. Here are my, 6 photos, and he or she uploads those 6 photos, and somebody says, hey, one of those photos is actually mine. You copied it from another site. I didn't give you permission. That's copyright infringement. Is the forum going to be protected by the DMCA under that scenario? And the answer is no, because this is the person who owns the forum. It's first-party content. And so in that scenario, the DMCA is not going to apply at all, and it would just move forward as a classic copyright infringement dispute. So that's the distinction. So again, just think about it this way. If you own your own site and you don't have any employees, content that you upload is first-party content, not protected by the DMCA. Content uploaded by people who visit your site is user-generated content, and it is protected by the DMCA. And the only other caveat is, of course, you have to follow the DMCA compliance process. So make sure that you take all those steps. If you need an agent, you can obviously contact us at dmcaagentservice.com. We'll be happy to provide you with one. But that's the general idea. So anyways, if you have any questions or comments, post them below. I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching the video. Have yourself a good one.